Shalom, Yasharala. I'm about to give infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Karkodash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing this truth in these last days, seconds, and times, laboring for their 4 days' pay, their penny. Peace and blessings to the elect. I'm gonna do this sit down about rocking off the grid, living off the grid, and wisdom and knowledge sustaining us off the grid, all right? And go to how deep wisdom and knowledge is, all the different categories wisdom and knowledge goes into, all right, to sustain us, all right? So I'm gonna jump straight into it. I'm about to get the meaning for off-grid living, all right? So, all right, here we go, right here. All right. Off the grid meaning explain. What is the grid? The term off the grid refers to living autonomously without reliance on the utility of power. Off-grid living is often ideal for rural locations where there's lack of reliable grid access. Where there's a blackout, it is usually the grid that has been interrupted. Okay, so all of these so-called perks that you get here in society, you can go inside when it's hot outside, you can turn your AC on down to 68, 67, it keeps you cool. When it's freezing outside, you can turn your heat on, it keeps you cool. When you're off grid, you don't have those perks, all right? You don't have the liberty to do those things. You don't have the liberty to go run water and pour Epsom salt and bubble bath in a tub and soak, okay? Off the grid living is not like that, all right? And we're going to be off the grid because the only way you're going to be able to live on the grid is you're going to have to deal with that 5G RFID technology, man, all right? And we're not going to get that chip, Lord willing, the Most High keep the spirit on us, man. So you're going to have to go off grid, okay? Is going off grid a good idea? All right. Going off the grid makes you realize how many things around you are completely unnecessary. And that's true. And the other way around, things that you thought are junk are in fact extremely useful. Take a good look at all these things that eat up energy, waste water, or simply block the incoming light. You will be amazing. Something simple is like down south, we got plants all up and down the Mississippi River, man. And 24 hours a day, 8 days a week, you got pollution going up into the stratosphere and the atmosphere. All right. And people have to breathe in those poisons that they're making at the plant. They're making plastic. They're taking crude oil, turning it into gas and shit. And all type of toxins and pathogens and poisonous gases are going in the fucking air. You got to breathe that in. It's totally unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. And before this so-called white man came into power, even the other heathens wasn't killing the earth like that. All right. People say that the birds are falling out the air from this 5G technology or whatever. No matter what it may be. Look at the air. They up there in the atmosphere. They breathing in poison too. I mean, it could be a plethora of things. And everything that's going on in the society with this devil ruling is totally unnecessary. Okay. Is it possible to be off the grid? All right. It is, in its most simplistic definition, off grid living means being disconnected from the power grid. All right. And the power grid in these last days is for you to be connected to it. You're going to have that radio frequency identification chip implanted in your body. And if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to use the grid. You're not going to be able to buy, sell, or trade without it. You're not going to be able to do anything without it, okay? So that means we're going to have to make it work, all right? And what does the scripture say? Wisdom and knowledge is going to stabilize us while we're doing it. Off-grid living by itself is not technically illegal, but it's going to become illegal because this is going to be passed. The laws are going to be passed that the chip is going to be mandatory. All right. And then America's going to become a totalitarian society governed by draconian laws. If you don't get the chip, they're going to put you to death. They're going to behead you. All right. They're going to declare you an enemy of the state. All right, a terrorist, a domestic terrorist, okay? Producing your own power is off-grid living and perfectly legal, all right? Our energy that we're going to produce is faith in Yahweh Shai and wisdom and knowledge, all right? That's how we're going to survive living off the grid, okay? Growing your own food is living off the grid and legal, and that's bullshit. All of these so-called liberties and the Constitution, all that shit is about to be done away with overnight. And they already have legislation passed that if you grow too much food, they could deem you a terrorist, all right? And it's unlawful in certain various states. So that's bullshit, okay? Let's see, is there any more that I'm gonna read? Nah, that's not one. What is it like living off the grid? I thought it was another one I had to read. One asked about money or something. Oh, here we go. This one right here. This the one. How do I get off the grid with no money? Decide on your living space. You can't live off the grid if you have nowhere to live, and that's bullshit. All right. That's not the lot of a man of the Lord. We're going to be off the grid with no certain living place. All right. In fact, let me get a precept for that. Let me go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 39. And it reads, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come up on the earth, and the plague's going to be pestilence, famine, and a sword. All right. They're not gonna hold back. All right. The world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon earth. And this is wisdom talking to the men of the Lord, man. We're gonna be sticking and moving. We're not gonna be in no certain place. All right. We're gonna be sticking and moving, going to and fro when we are declared public enemy number one, those Hebrew Israelites, man. All right. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. And he that buyeth as one that will lose. All right. You're going to lose everything you got, man. You have to flee. What the scriptures say in Matthew the 24th chapter, when you see the abomination of desolation coming in the holy place, you got to get the fuck. You got to leave everything you have, man. All right, that's going to happen again in these last days, seconds of time. Rome is going to besiege Jerusalem again, and we're going to have to flee to the wilderness like we did in ancient time past, like we did during the time of the Romans, and like Matthias and Judas and them did during the time of the Grecians, man. All right, it's nothing new under the sun. All right, but the difference is this devil is going to have all type of technology coming down on us, man. So Yahweh Shema Shai is going to have to be with us, and let me show you how he's going to be with us, all right? He's going to have to feed us, clothe us, all right? He's going to throw in some spiritual powers in there too, though. So this is Wisdom Asylum 7 verse 7, and it reads, all right? I'm going to give an example how wisdom and knowledge is going to keep us, because wisdom and knowledge goes into various categories, man. All right? It's just not breaking down the scriptures, all right? It's about applying it to your life, doing certain things, the way you do certain things. And it also goes into what this society calls science. All right. Where it goes into what this society calls biology. What this society calls biology. What's the study of plants? Botanicals. What else? The study of animals. Zoology. Wisdom go into all of these things, man. All right, various categories, okay? This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. So when the spirit of wisdom endowed him, all right, the Father of lights let it fall upon him. Let's see what knowledge that he got, what the understanding of certain things that he had, okay? This is, I'm going to skip down to verse 17. For he have given me certain knowledge of things that are namely, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements, all right? So you got the periodic table. The Most High gave him that knowledge, all right? He gave him the understanding of what we go to school and have to so-called learn from science, all right? Us Israelite men had this knowledge, all right? All right, well, we have to open science books to read and understand, okay? The beginning, ending, and midst of the times, all right? The alteration and turning of the sun and the changing of seasons. This is knowledge that we had in our minds, man. All right, that we passed down from generation to generation that was given to us by Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right, we didn't have to go to no indoctrination camp called a fucking school, man. Your father gave you the knowledge on everything. The circles of years and the positioning of the stars. We knew what the Orion belt was. We knew how to read the galaxies or what the zodiac, what it's called in this day and time. Okay, we call it the tree of life. All right, the nature of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts. All right, we understood animals. All right. For us to understand them in the beginning, we had to name all of them, all right? The sons of God, we named all of them. So we knew their characteristics, okay? That's why the scriptures say this devil is wiser than Daniel. When he came into power, he had to learn everything that we had already known, okay? The violence of winds and the reasonings of men. The Most High put spirit of discernment on men, and we know when we're dealing with a snake. Or we know we're dealing with an honorable man or a man that got some form of integrity through the spirit of discernment, man. All right? The diversity of plants and the virtue of roots. All right? When you go off the grid, you're going to have to know the diversities of plants and the virtues of roots. All right? You have people that's going to go on a run, that's going to be starving to death and have all type of food and meat around them, man. All right? And I'm about to show you how. All right, this is I'm gonna show you why we have to start practicing and reading up on the herbs, the different herbs and the different plants. Now this is beautiful right here.
So the reason why Asana is so helpful is because we have people on the marketing team that are here.
Now check out this dude. Now they say Esau was a man of the field. So Esau was a man of the field. He knows how to survive down here. Now them liberals and shit up north, all right, they're stuck to that technology and this modern way of living. They're not gonna be able to survive. But down here, down south, these Edomites down south, they still in that beast of the that man of the field spirit, man. When the grid go off, they know how to live off the land, man. Like Esau, their patriarch, man. Okay, now check out this Edomite right here.
Well, it's May here in Georgia, and spring has sprung. It's really gotten green here very quickly, and I wanted to just post a quick video to show you guys that spring is also a great time to go out and forage for wild edibles. There are a lot of wild edible plants that are available. Just wanted to show you a few of them that are available, and I'm finding them growing right around my house. So come with me. I'm going to show you what we can find to eat. Now, there's just growing right here on the side of the house, there are a couple of different wild plants that we can eat. And this first one right here looks like clover. Got these lobed leaves. This is wood sorrel, and it is a really...
And all clovers are edible. And that's shit that we see day in and day out, man. When I'm cutting grass, I see clovers all fucking day, man. All right? So you can get up your calorie intake. You pick a bunch of those things when you're off the grid, man. All right? Get your calorie, pick a bunch of them motherfuckers up and make you a little salad, man. All right? And we're going to get into some more things, all right? That's wisdom and knowledge, having the understanding of of the edibles, all right? These plants. All right, the Most High gave in the Wisdom Asylum, the children of Israel, the understanding of the virtue of roots and herbs, okay? What you can eat and what you can't eat.
Really good edible. Also has these small little yellow flowers. These haven't blossomed yet, but that's wood sorrel. You can eat that. It's pretty good. It's a little bit sour though, but it's a good wild green. Now's a good time to get it because it's tender, it's young, and when they get older, as with most wild edibles, they will, later on in the summer, they tend to get more stronger in flavor and a lot tougher and more fibrous. But right now, they're good. And take you, come on, let's find some more. Yeah, here's some more wild edibles. Now these tall plants you see, kind of spindly, are actually wild lettuce. And I'm going to pop one of the leaves off here so you can see it. But that's it. And they also have...
And I see them shits every day. I walk past those shits every day, man. When I go by my mother's house, like in her backyard, they everywhere. And they're in abundance. You can make a big ass salad, man, and eat that, man. You don't have to be just starving to death when you're off the grid if the Most High don't bring you that ram in the bush, man. You're going to have all type of vegetation that's lawful to eat, all right? That's not poisonous.
Have these little yellow blooms on top, although some of them look like they bloomed and some of them haven't. There's a whole bunch of them in here. Just a natural weed. But you can eat those as well. Not bad. A little bit bitter though. They tend to come out now. Later on in the summer though, for some reason they just don't see them around. I think they go away or they get too big and too fibrous, too tough to eat. But right now they're a good edible. Let's see what else we can find around here. Oh, here's another one growing right by the back door. This little weed right here is called chickweed. And it's got these really distinctive little white flowers. You see that little flower, how small it is? That's the chickweed flower. Real tiny little white petals. But those are good to eat too. Kind of a long, spindly plant. But it's got a really kind of earthy flavor. But it's mild and it's nice. It's not harsh and bitter.
That's it on that. Now, when you deal with Esau on certain things, he's gonna be able to survive better than Jake because it's something simple that he does. He does something simple as pick up books and read. Use the Google engine. What it's for? Okay. I thought I had a list. Shit, I know I had a list of damn, I must have deleted it. I had a list of hold on, let me I know what to type in. Shit. I had a list of all of those plants that he named. They are all edible. They're on the list on this website. All right. Yeah, here it goes. This is what I had right here. All right, all those plants he laid, I'm not gonna play that whole clip, but they were on this list right here. All right. And all of these are plants that you walk by when you're in the wilderness, man. Asparagus, well, we know what asparagus is, all right? But it's talking about the leaves that's on it. Burdock, all right? These are plants that we see, all right? Clovers, all clovers, here we go. Clovers are actually edible, and they're just about everywhere in the open and grass area, all right? Around clovers all the time, all right? He also bought out the chickweed. That's what he bought out, all right? They're everywhere, all right? These are herbs, all right? When you're out in the wilderness and you got all these plants that you can eat, you shouldn't be out there starving to death. That's why they say that the worldly saying of knowledge is power. Dandelions, you see dandelions everywhere. Now, when I did my research on the dandelions, you do have some fraud dandelions. So you got to know what you're looking for, all right? You have some imposter dandelions that you have to be up on. They look just like the plant, but they're not the same. But I've had dandelion root, all right? I made a tea out of it before, okay? So you got to read these things. This falls in the category of knowledge and wisdom and having the understanding that you can eat these things, man, and not being in around all these things and fucking dying, man. Cactus, you can eat cactus. I made a salad with, I've stir-fried cactus before. Put it in some vegetables, cut it up, and it's a bitter taste, but it's good when you put it in there with various vegetables. Okay? All that comes in the category of knowledge and wisdom. Another thing, when the Most High, when we come across, let me get this precept right here. When we come across lawful animals we can eat, you can't just, you got to know how to skin them, take the guts out, so on and so forth. Like we read over various scriptures and we don't understand what we're reading. Like this one right here. All right. I know it's in Judges 6. All right, here we go. This Judges 6:19. And Gideon went in and made ready a kid. All right. When they say made ready a kid is a baby goat, and unleavened cakes of an ephah of flour. The flesh he put in the basket, and he put the broth in the pot and brought it out unto him under the oak and presented it. All right. So we read the scripture over and over. We read these passages, but how many brothers know how to make ready a kid? All right. Make ready a kid means kill it. And it's a lawful way that you got to kill it. Okay? You just can't get it, grab it by your fucking hands and strangle it to death. That's going to make it unlawful. Okay? So it's a way you have to kill it. Then after you kill it, you have to drain it of all its blood. Do you know how to do that? All right? So it's like when we do certain things, read certain things, we had this knowledge. All right? Your average guy don't know how to kill a goat, drain it. You know, brothers that grew up in the country may, but like brothers that grew up in every city near you, we don't have that. And that fell into things that we knew with our customs and our culture. Every Israelite man knew how to prepare a kid, man. You would teach your child how to do it at a young age. You'll tell your little 10, 11-year-old son, look, go out there and prepare a kid and bring it in, son. And your son gonna be able to do this, what we about to see. Your 10 or 11-year-old son will be able to do this, what I'm about to bring out, with grace.
Right. I'll ask. Okay. So then, right here.
Check this shit out.
When you're here, you just gotta be careful.
Check this shit out.
Literally, right there. Right there, you can really push it in. So, okay.
This is what Gideon did when he went and prepared the kid. This is what Gideon had to do. This is off-grid living.
So you have to stab it, and then when you have it in there, keep it in there, turn it, and then just pull out. There you go.
Yeah. And you gotta drain it of blood. That's the lawful way we did things in Israel. You gotta drain it of blood.
Sometimes with blood like this, if they ate or they're full,
because according to the law, you eat blood. Salakia, when you kill these things, you got to know how to drain it of his blood. Because the scriptures say if a man that eats the blood, he will be put away from the congregation, and his blood will be up on his head. In fact, let me find it. Genesis, the 9th chapter. And it's in the law somewhere too. I know what I count at in Genesis. All right. Genesis 9:3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. All right. And he's talking about the lawful meats. You see, it's not everything. You can't eat an electric eel, okay? Even as the green herb, I have given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, you shall not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. All right, you got to make sure you drain all those. Like if the Most High bring a vengeance, a deer past us, a lawful animal that we can eat, you got to know how to drain it and kill it lawfully. Okay, and prepare it.
Put it down a little bit, Oliver. It's forcing it right now. And like if not a lot of blood comes out, that means that the blood's still inside. So we can always scrap the blood from the inside. Yeah.
How much blood you need?
Now this some fucking heathens. I don't know what the fuck they want with the blood.
You can put this.
All right, the law tell us to put the blood in the ground and burn. Let me find that because that's going off. All right. You're supposed to put it's in Leviticus, the 17th chapter. Leviticus 17. Let me find it. You're not supposed to do that with the blood. Talking about what do you want to do with the blood. Esau drinks the blood when he eats the heart out raw when he catches it. All right, here we go. This is Leviticus 17 and 14. I'm going to start at 13. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust, man. You're supposed to make a hole and drain all that blood and put it in the dirt, man. All right. Now, when you bought it to a sacrifice to the for your sins and whatnot, the Levitical priest would sprinkle it in the Holy of Holies for your sins, all right, for sin offerings. But aside from that, you're supposed to bury it. And if you're hunting, all right, you're supposed to drain it of his blood and bury the blood. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. They saving the blood for. It sound like they want to make a pottage or tea or something with it. All right, but we're gonna be hunting. That's what the scriptures say. All right. And for any man that hunteth and catcheth the beast, a fowl that may be eaten, all right, you gotta kill it right. All right. For it is the life of the flesh, the blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore, if I say unto you, the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life is of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth shall be cut off. So you got to make sure you cook all that blood out and drain that animal of the blood when you're off the grid. See, when we go to Walmart, you go buy your steak, it's basically drained and you just really got to cook the rest of it out. All right? It's already prepared for you, but we're going to be doing these things ourselves. So we got to have that wisdom and knowledge to stabilize us so we can know how to do it. You can't be scared to get your hands wet and dirty. When we in the ancient world, man, this is stuff we did day in and day out, man. All right? You got to put out that European mindset. All right? And every soul that eateth that which dieth of itself, or that which torn with beasts, whether it be of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean to the evening. Then shall he be clean. But if he wash them not, nor bathe his flesh, then he shall bear his iniquity. All right. So if we are fortunate to have water after we do these things, we're supposed to clean and keep ourselves clean. Now we know certain things as it pertains to the law. Grace covers things that we just can't do. All right. But if you can do it, if the Most High bring a deer before us, we slay it, we butcher it. All right. Then you go to a body of water and you clean yourself. You clean your clothes. All right. So you can be clean to the evening, man, when the evening comes. All right. This is how wisdom and knowledge is going to stabilize us. All right. And you got to know how to butcher it.
There's a lot of stuff.
Never had any blood.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times out here. They'll wait till it solidifies, and then they'll cut it into cubes. Yeah. Yeah.
See, it don't take long for that motherfucker to die either.
Dude, no.
Dead in about 3 minutes.
Don't be bummed out. All it does is just takes practice. Yeah.
Dude say don't be bugged out.
Yeah, you got it right.
Might be Jake.
A lot of adrenaline goes through that.
Yeah. Here, this is burning one at a time.
I don't know if they Ishikar, but they look like gooks a little bit.
What at the house? That's okay.
All right, this is another thing we do. We're gonna have to. I noticed. I've seen them do it 2 different ways. I seen some hang them up upside down, and they butcher them like you do a deer. But I've seen a lot of them when they go with the goat, they put it over the fire so they can get all the hair off of it. All right, so we're gonna do what I would think we would do was more. We're gonna be as pilgrims in the earth, and we're always gonna be in the spirit of circumspection. We would do was the faster option. All right, or we could put it over, make a fire, put it over a fire, and revolve it around the fire, so you can get all the hair off. That's what they're about to do right now.
Push it towards me.
See, we're not gonna have time to do all that. We make a righteous kill, man. The government gonna be after us the fucking whole time. We in the wilderness. We probably gonna. It's another way you doing. Where on YouTube, and you brothers can look. You tie the deer up by his hind legs, and then you the deer or the goat, and you use a knife. And you shear. You can shear the skin off. In fact, let me find another one. We want to know how to do these things, man. Shit. Yeah. This is more of a fast way. Look, this Benjamin. Yeah, this is the way you do it. It's a more quicker way to do it. And they're gonna probably cut his throat off because I think he's still alive. Yeah. We're gonna have to know how to do these things, man. And another thing, I saw a couple of videos where a lamb got took into the shears. It didn't make a fucking sound. That goes in hand why it say our great king was taken as a sheep to the slaughter and he didn't make a sound. A goat screams all the way until you stick that knife in him. But a sheep, it didn't make a sound. When I looked at him kill a lamb, it didn't make one sound all the way up till it died. That's why the Most High likened our great king to the Lamb of the Most High. And this Benjamin.
And the blood shall flow. And the blood shall flow. And the blood is flowing.
Now that's the proper way to do it. You drain it. That's how we did in ancient Israel.
And that's a dead goat.
Benjamin.
And the blood is rich.
Benjamin.
Now, he's about to start skinning him.
All right, this is the way I would recommend doing it. A deer, you know what I'm saying? When you're in the wilderness and we come across it, because the Most High is going to supply our needs instead of torching it to get all that hair. This is, you know, this is the way I would do it.
That's a seed.
Yeah, but that's it on that. That's it on that.
He's gonna roast it and eat it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
So when you're off the grid, man, not when they say wisdom and knowledge to stabilize you. All right. When the Most High bring a goat to you, you still gonna have to know how to clean it, kill it. You know what I mean? Because we don't eat nothing that died of itself, according to the law. So he gonna bring fresh stuff to us. All right. Then you got the account of Elijah, where the Most High sent the raven to bring him meat every day. You know, we're gonna have miracles like that happening. All right. So I'm gonna skip down to Matthew 6 and 31. Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or where shall we be clothed? For all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. So when we off the grid, the Most High going to supply our needs on whatever we need. And you know, we're going to have children in the wilderness. You know, got a lot of brothers with infants and little children. All right. You got brothers that with women that are in the right spirit, you know, that are not carried away with this Western philosophy. They're gonna need Maxipads. All right, they're gonna need Kotex. You see what I'm saying? The Most High not gonna have us going through the wilderness just unclean, unlawful. Your woman, she bleeding out, blood coming all down her legs. We're gonna be as pilgrims in the earth, and he's gonna be giving us our daily bread, whatever we need, man. All right, this is 1 Timothy 6 and around 7, and it reads, all right, for we brought nothing into this world. We're going to leave everything we had in this world, according to Matthew, the 24th chapter, all right? It say, when you see those things, don't go back for your cloak or nothing. You get the fuck when you see the abomination of desolation coming. And you leave everything that you owned in the world. If you got your Rolex up in there, if you got $100,000 in the safe, whatever the fuck, bars of gold. When the Most High say get the fuck, you get the fuck, and you leave everything that's in this world. All right, and the only thing that's gonna be with you is that beautiful woman, wisdom. That's all you need, and it is certain we cannot carry nothing out. And we're not going to carry nothing out, all right? And having food and raiment, let us be content. So long as we're in the wilderness and the Most High give us shelter over our head, all right, and a roof over our head to protect us from the rain and the sun, all right, and we got raiment for whatever weather it is, and food and water and clean water, be content, all right? And wisdom and knowledge is going to sustain us. All right, we're gonna be around all type of edibles in the wilderness, and then you know what? I'm speaking as a man. You're gonna have brothers that the Most High may have go through the hell within the city. All right, and you're gonna have to have that invisible Doppler radar to guide you through whatever you're going through in the city, man. I mean, every brother lot, a lot of brothers' lots are gonna be different. Even if you're in the city where it's no water, it's no food, it's nothing, the Most High is going to supply whatever He got you to go through, long as your faith is on the right level. So right now, you got to be building yourself up, you should have been doing it ever since you've been in the truth, but not like now, more than ever, man. Building up your faith, asking Him to pour more wisdom and knowledge on you, man. Because we about to be off the grid, off the grid, all right? Off the grid. If you're on the grid, that means you got a fucking chip. So with that, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem, Rekakodash, and double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and great millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahushua, pushing this truth across the four winds. Kwan Yasharala. Ba ba ba.